Sanibonani, welcome back to Money Matters with me, Dogaza. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, before we even get started on today's video, I just want to remind you all that I am not an expert. I am just a girl who knows a thing or two, who wants you to know a thing or two as well. So let's get into today's video. So what is VAT? VAT stands for value added tax, and this is a tax that is added on the consumption of goods and services. Currently in South Africa, the VAT rate is 15%. Now, goods services can fall into three categories, which is the standard rate items, which are the items that are charged 15% VAT, zero rated items, which are the items that are charged 0% VAT, and exempt items, which are exempt from the tax. Now, exempt items and zero rated items are not the same thing. Exempt is exempt, zero rated is zero but can change at some point. So it can maybe change to be at the standard rate, or it can be increased, you get me, to be the standard rate, but exempt is exempt. So VAT is an indirect tax which is charged on the goods, on the price of the goods of an item. So the person who is buying does not go to SARS and say, here's your 15%. It's already included in the price of an item. Now, if you are the one selling goods, you're probably wondering, should I register for VAT? Am I supposed to register for VAT? How do I register for VAT? Kuningi. Now, when it comes to VAT, there are two different categories which you can apply on the basis of. So there's voluntary and mandatory registration. Mandatory registration happens when your turnover, when your revenue is 1 million rand. Then you are supposed to register VAT. You have to register for VAT. You have to register as a VAT vendor. A VAT vendor is someone who is allowed to charge VAT on an item and also claim some input VAT from SARS. I will explain those two a little bit later. And then there's voluntary registration. Now, voluntary registration is before you reach the 1 million, but your sales are above 50,000 rand in the period of a year. Then you are allowed to register voluntarily. You don't have to wait for the 1 million. Now, people do this for a number of reasons. Maybe you want to enter into business with someone who is a VAT vendor or someone that requires that you register for VAT, then you can just voluntarily register. So I will now insert a video of how you can register for VAT on e-filing. Okay, so in order to register for VAT, you will go into your e-filing profile. Then you go to organizations. This is your company's e-filing profile. You go to SARS registered details, maintain SARS registered details, and etc. etc. If you don't know how to add your company on e-filing, please check out my video on how to do that. I will also link it down below so that you can easily find it. Once you are in the RAV form, which is the registration amendments and verification form, you will go to my tax products and you will go to VAT. Then you will say add new registration products and yada yada yada. You can read all of that. Then you'll go down here to VAT. The liability date is basically when you want it to start. So if, for instance, I'm registering today is the 5th of November, I will put the end of November, or when it's applicable for you to start paying VAT. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we're going to put 30 November. Then business activity, you will obviously write in the code. Registration options. This is basically where you confirm that your taxable supplies are reaching the minimum. So your revenue will be 50,000 either in the next coming 12 months or in the past 12 months. Then you enter this value of taxable supplies. So these are your sales. If you have zero rated supplies, you'll put it there. And usually the account basis is on invoice, so you will be you charging VAT on invoice, not on payment, and you can claim VAT on invoice, not on payment. And you'll find the tax periods, which is tax period of 2 months. The monthly tax period is for specific entities. Yeah, I've just pulled up the tax periods just so you can kind of see what's happening. Category A, which is every 2 months, yada yada yada. It's the odd months, and then category B is the even months, and then for every 1 month, says under this category, and then a vendor will fall into this category if the total taxable supplies exceed 30 million and the vendor has applied to be in this category. And then, yeah, 6 months, 12 months. Yeah, but normally it's the every 2 calendar months. So that's usually the, the standard. So you write your 2 calendar months, and then here you'll just put in your name, you'll put in the banking details. And then once you're done, you will press done up here and you will submit your form. And it'll give you a one-time PIN for you to enter to confirm that you are the one that is making amendments to this form. After that, SARS will require or send you a letter to request certain supporting documents. The documents will be laid out in the letter. So it's usually the director's ID, proof of address for you, proof of address for your business, the certificates, the CIPC certificate, which is, I think it's the core 14.3, but obviously confirm on the letter. And then they will also require proof that your taxable supplies or that your revenue is more than 50,000, or yeah, so then you can submit like your invoice. They'll also request proof of your banking details that is not older than, it's usually 30 days, it might be 3 months, but yeah, obviously that letter will specify bit by bit what those documents are, and then you will go and you will submit that. So how you submit the documents, usually people ask me, how do I do that? Once I get the letter, you just press on returns, SARS correspondence, search correspondence, and you'll get correspondence here. So it will appear like this, but there will be, okay, your letter here, you will view it, and then here under documents, under the document section, there will be an upload button. That's where you will go in and you will upload your documents as per usual. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So once you have registered for VAT, there are two different categories which the VAT falls into: output VAT and input VAT. Output VAT is the VAT that you charge to customers, which you will need to pay over to SARS. And then input VAT is the VAT that is charged by whoever you're buying from to you, and you can claim that back from SARS. Okay, how I remembered it when I first started learning about VAT is output VAT, the stock is going out, I am selling. Input VAT, stock is coming in, I am buying. Okay, so input VAT reduces your liability. Okay, because output VAT, the stock is going out and you're also going to pay that out to SARS. Input VAT, the stock is coming in and you're also getting that VAT in. So it will reduce your VAT liability. So when you do submit your VAT return, you will need to, input your sales. And the e-filing, the way the return on e-filing works is that you input your sales inclusive of VAT, and then it will calculate the output VAT for you. And then the amount that you are claiming will be, all the stuff that you bought for your business that you are charged VAT on, and then you can claim that. Now, there are also some requirements on what the invoices should contain for you to be able to claim the VAT from SARS. I will leave a link down below with those requirements so that you can also always have it and bookmark it. Make sure that when you are claiming VAT and you get audited, those invoices are ready and SARS does not decline your claim or does not increase your liability because your invoices are invalid. Sorry. So when you submit your VAT return is due at the end of the month following the month for which it is for. So if you're on a 2 month category, like you pay VAT every 2 months, so let's say you are paying VAT for September and October, it'll only be due at the end of November. You get me? So for September and October, it's only due at the end of November. Makes sense. So it's due at the end of the month following the period that you are in. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I do hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know down below, or like the video, share it, subscribe, and all of this good stuff. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. And yeah, hopefully I see it and I will answer you. Okay, thank you for watching.